want to start off with just kind of a couple of things that happened to us this week, us meaning More Prospects Now, because I think it will be of interest to people and their businesses. First of all, we've been really going very aggressively at lead generation for businesses, which means we have gotten very involved with Facebook, among others, but Facebook. And we're playing this game now where every time we get a lead, they shut our account off. We have to appeal it and they turn it back on. I don't really know how often, but it's like been about 10 times now that they've shut it off. And then when we appeal it, they turn it back on without us changing anything in between. So it is interesting how that goes. The second thing that I'm finding interesting, because we've not been involved aggressively in lead generation. We've done a little bit of it, but we haven't been aggressive in it until the last 30 days, is how many leads we're getting at a reasonable cost. We're doing lead gen for a roofing company and a painting company, and both of them had their best month ever in April. The roofing company's in their second year of business, and they're on track to do 5 million this year. And the painting company is in their first year, and they're part of a franchise, and they're running ahead of everybody. I'm actually surprised, and I don't know, Grayson, if you're surprised or not, but I'm actually surprised, being in digital marketing as long as I have and being around lead generation through social media, I'm surprised how well it works.
It's super effective, yeah. I mean, we turned it on and there were 3 leads within an hour. It's just amazing. Yeah. Now, if we can just stop getting cut off,
right,
it'll be even more better, or it'll be even better.
Right. But I am surprised. Now, I'm also surprised how hard it is. I mean, I would have thought it was easier, to be honest. We ended up, well, a partner of ours went out and actually hired the foremost expert for thousands and thousands of dollars to help us through the process. And it is amazing the amount of information that he shared with us that would have taken us years to find out. But we are getting to the point where we literally can just turn leads on for people, which is kind of the holy grail of digital marketing. And I'll be honest, I didn't think it was particularly possible to do it at the way it's being done. So that is fun. The other thing that that is of interest, that I found interesting, is how much one's impression of marketing and business affects how much business you get. We have 2 clients, in this case, 2 clients in the kitchen and remodeling side of the, is what they do is do mostly kitchens and baths. One does everything. They'll do additions, they'll do basements, they'll do everything. The other one, when they started with us, would do anything, but then as anything that was within an hour of their office. And then they finally got to the point where they'd only take kitchen and baths and only ones that were within 30 minutes of their office. And as of, I don't know, Grayson, I think you had a meeting with him on Tuesday. He's now eliminated bathrooms and he'll only do kitchens because he has so much business coming in. He can get that picky that he'll only do kitchens.
And he'll only do kitchens of a certain size and project amount.
That's right. He's cut out the smaller kitchens, which he used to do happily. The other gentleman believes that that all business in the remodeling industry comes by referral, does not believe you actually can get business except for referral, and is struggling. I mean, he takes any business from as far away as is practical, which is an hour and a half, 2 hours, and will take literally any business of any size. And I believe it's being driven solely by his belief that he can only get business from referrals. He wanted a better looking website for when someone got referred to him, they went and saw a good website, and we have videos up on it and stuff. And he definitely feels it has helped with the referrals, but he does not believe that you can bring in business except by referrals. He honestly doesn't believe it's possible. And you can just see the difference in the two businesses because of it. Does anyone else find that interesting? Just out of interest, kind of just put it in the chat if you find that interesting, because I do. Yeah, Rob said yes. Alex said yes. Yeah, it is, Lee, Daisy. Yeah, it's just interesting. And I worked for a boss once who had a fascinating policy. I think we all are inundated with people who want to tell us things. They want to sell us things. They want to explain what they're doing. And I think most of us try to avoid them. The best business person I ever worked for his name was Bob Goodwin. He started off working in a Honda dealership on Cape Cod. And when I worked for him, he had a Honda dealership. He had had the Honda dealership, didn't work in it. He had the Honda dealership. He had an Acura dealership. He had 2 Toyota dealerships. He had a Chevy dealership. He had a General Motors dealership. I forget which. I think it was Chevy. And a oh God, what's the other? Not Mitsubishi. What's the, Grayson, help me out. What's the other Japanese car that?
Hyundai, Honda.
No, he had Honda. I already said that.
Nissan.
Nissan. He had the Nissan dealership. Okay. But anyway, his policy was if you were a salesperson and wanted to talk to him, all you had to do is call his assistant and schedule a time. That was it. There was no filtering, no protecting of his time. But what he'd do is he would be in his office Tuesday morning and Thursday morning. And you would call up and his assistant would schedule you 5 minutes. And you would get 5 minutes, walk in, have 5 minutes to present what you wanted. And then if he liked what you told him, he would then schedule a longer time to talk to you. And I remember asking him once why he did it. And he said, Art, there are new ideas coming out every day that can help my business. And if I put a wall up and try to protect myself, I miss all those opportunities. And I thought, so instead of him dodging it, which is what most of us do as business owners, we try to dodge all those people. Instead, he developed a system that organized it for he would get the opportunity of hearing all those good ideas, but he wouldn't waste time on all the bad ideas. It was just 5 minutes and you were done. All right. And it's just kind of interesting. Different philosophies that people have on that area. All right. So anyway, let's get going on this. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and we're going to go here, and all right. So this is the grid that we're all familiar with, the 3 by 3 by 3 grid. We've talked about the why and we've talked about the how. What I thought would be kind of fun is if we could go and take a look at a couple of the of those videos with the ones that people in the group put into our contracting group. Oh, and I just realized, Grayson, do what I forgot to do. I forgot to, where I hit share computer sound. Oh, you know what else I'm not doing? Grayson, are you recording?
I am, but Chowdhury says you're not using the right PowerPoint. Look in the Zoom chat.
He doesn't think this is the right one? Are you sure, Gray?
All I'm doing is relaying information.
No, ask Chowdhury, is he sure? I mean, these are the videos that we wanted to show.
Yes, I actually gave you the latest link. Please, it's in the chat.
Okay.
Nope. It's in the Zoom chat, Art.
Oh, it's in the Zoom chat. Sorry. All right. Where's my chat? Oh, here it is over here.
Normally, I try not to let Art touch anything about the computer.
Well, I had this all set beforehand, and then it changed. Next time, Chowdhury, just let me know that it's changed, okay? Before I can go and do it.
There you go. Third session here.
All right.
This is the right one.
Okay. Good. So anyway, we're going to go to Smart Contractor, and we have a couple here of brave people. Okay, and we're going to let the sound, okay, and this is obviously Daisy with her supersonic. I'm going to expand it.
Hi everyone, this is Daisy, and I just wondering who likes green beans. I love them. I bought something they call haricot vert. I don't know why they want to be so fancy to say in French. It's just green beans or string beans for me. I steamed them, and let me see if I can show you here. And I was deciding I was thinking, what can I use as a dressing? Then I remember about my tonic, and has everything that I should have in a salad: horseradish, onions, ginger, garlic, habanero pepper, apple cider vinegar, and I put a few teaspoons and mix a little bit with pink Himalayan salt. Oh, it is delicious. I wish you're here. I wish you're here to try. It's spicy, but not too much. I love it. And what about my apron? My daughter used to work at Starbucks, and I love this apron, and I'm using it now in the kitchen. All right, thanks for watching, and see you soon again. I'm Daisy with Daisy Supertonic.
Okay, so reactions. Just
Hi, this is Gail.
hi, Gail.
Hi. Hey, Daisy, I loved your video. I'm not sure if you're on here, Daisy, but if you are, I wanted to let
She
you know.
is.
Okay. I loved your video. My only comment would be I like how it was a personal touch. I like how it wasn't a heavy sales pitch. You know, you've been taking the advice. But the only comment I have is I would suggest not having a different company's like logo. Starbucks, I appreciate the fact it's your daughter that gave it to you and you wanted to share that personal story, but it should be your logo on whatever apron that you're wearing, not Starbucks. So that's my only 2 cents.
That was a gift from your daughter to celebrate your new business or something. Apron with your logo.
Okay, I agree 100%. Thank you so
you
much.
could still say a gift from your daughter, but maybe she could give you one that has your logo on it.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Any other reactions?
Green beans look good.
They do, don't they? All right. Let me just take a look. So I'm going to remember in Facebook, unlike YouTube, in Facebook, our whole thing is to get people to watch the video. And so the first 5 seconds becomes critical. All right. So let's replay this.
Hi everyone, this is Daisy, and I just wondering who likes green beans. I love them.
Okay. So that is 8 seconds. So let's go back and just do 5 seconds.
I bought something they call. Hi everyone, this is Daisy, and I just wondering who likes green beans. I love.
Okay. So that was the first, actually it went into 6 or 7 seconds. Now, what did we actually talk about in those 5 or 6 seconds?
Well, she said, I'm Daisy, and you were saying previously we should save that to the end. So
Well,
we didn't
only
really,
because,
yeah.
do we care that she's Daisy at this point?
No.
No. Daisy cares that we know that it's Daisy. Right? No, I'm being serious. You know,
Right.
we, you know, if the world doesn't rotate around us, who does it rotate around? I mean, it makes, you know, it's and I'm teasing about that, but, you know, it's important for us to get it out there, but it really isn't important to the person listening to it yet until they have a reason to care who you are. And so those first 5 seconds should be something that it's quite often called a hook, something that hooks the person for they actually want to listen. All right.
And it's very hard. Yesterday, I literally spent 2 hours researching and trying to figure out a hook for my husband's company because I know his story, but I cannot. It's very hard to think of a 5-second hook that's not, I'm not wanting to copy someone else's, you know? It's just very difficult.
Gail, do you know what we never copy someone else's. You know what we do?
What?
We get inspired by someone else's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a joke.
Yeah, I know. I got that.
Okay. Yeah, I would say, maybe something like, and I don't know, this is not my field of expertise, but something more in the line of green beans. How do you make green beans irresistible? Because we know how good they are, for you, or something like that. I don't know. What do people think? What would cause you to watch something about green beans?
Maybe she could be more general and say vegetables too, because that would capture a larger audience. I don't know how to get great, fantastic tasting vegetables or something.
I would throw one out. As a kid, one of the best memories I had was my grandma's green beans. She made it with bacon. She made it with some oil. It was fabulous. And then, and I decided I was going to try to do something similar in her honor. And we put together this this super tonic that goes on it. And when you mix it with a little of this or that, it's the Himalayan salt. It's just fabulous. Crunch. That would be my idea.
Yeah,
I like it.
I do too.
And that's actually true. And the coleslaw. Oh my God. Sorry.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hi, I have a quick question. I'm just I had been participating, but mostly on mute and in between things.
Well,
So I'm
welcome.
just kind of catching up. This is Lee.
Yep.
I have one question for videos like this. I mean, I like Daisy, but
Thank you.
the question is, I don't think any video should start with a question that might lead to a no, right? Because Daisy said, "Hey, who likes green beans?" And I can probably think that there's a lot of people saying no, boom, and then just switch over to something else. Is that a risk?
Yes.
And should it go that way, or more of a what
Lee,
have
it's
been
an
saying is
absolute
that,
risk.
I don't know,
Okay.
the difficulty of making vegetables
Right.
appealing.
So here's what I will say about that risk. You have to weigh out. See, the people who keep watching are very interested. When you ask who likes green beans, I do. You now have me. So you're weighing the thing of who are you losing and who are you gaining, if that makes sense. And you have to decide which one is the bigger part of the equation.
What about if you said something like how to make green beans edible? Like, because that kind of piques anyone's interest in there. If they didn't like green beans, they'd be like, oh, well, how? Or if they did.
Yeah. Actually, Gail, that's a great idea. Maybe we'd start off with a question of which, to Lee's point, might lose people right away. But the question might be, do you wish your kids ate more vegetables?
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish my kids ate more vegetables. And they're 35 and 28. And actually they eat a lot more vegetables than me. But I mean, vegetables, can you eat too much vegetables? I don't think so. But the real discussion here is that you got to hook them in 5 seconds. If you don't hook them in 5 seconds, people are gone. Particularly on a short form video format like Facebook or Instagram. If you don't catch them in those first 5 seconds, and I don't think saying, "Hi, I'm Art Radke," other than if it's my kids going, "Oh, good, this should be funny." I think everyone else really doesn't care that I'm Art Radke. Okay, so that's why I would be careful about the first 5 seconds. Daisy, what do you think?
Yes, I agree. And I agree. I think is a risk, like you say, if you ask a question, somebody will already turn off and the others will keep watching. Yeah.
Right. And it's okay to turn some people off if you believe the gain is enough on the ones that keep watching. But you understand that it comes with a risk.
Yes.
Right. All right. So that's my main critique on this. I guess the other thing I don't know. Let's watch it again.
I bought something they call haricot vert. I don't know why they want to be so fancy to say in French. It's just green beans or string beans for me. I steamed them, and let me see if I can show you here. And I was deciding I was thinking, what can I use as a dressing? Then I remember about my tonic, and has everything that I should have in a salad: horseradish, onions, ginger, garlic, habanero pepper, apple cider vinegar, and I put a few teaspoons and mix a little bit with a pink Himalayan salt. Oh, it is delicious. I wish you're here to try. It's spicy, but not too much. I love it. And what about my apron? My daughter used to work at Starbucks, and I love this apron, and I'm using it now in the kitchen. All right, thanks for watching, and see you soon again. I'm Daisy with Daisy Super Tonic.
Okay. So just another couple of wonderings. And again, this is where it gets really tricky, that you have to get really good at figuring out the context of where you're talking. I'm not sure that when you were trying to get something out in between 30 and 60 seconds, if it's a benefit to have the lesson about what it's called in French and the like. Now it is relationship building, so that's a plus. But again, you give me any reason to click out, people click out. You have to keep people on the edge of their seat waiting to hear the next words out of your mouth. If they're not on the edge of their seat, watching, for the next word out of your mouth, they'll probably click away. What do people think?
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. My final commentary was that when you started reading from your jar, that's great, but you should turn your jar so you can completely see your logo and label, because you kind of only had it half on camera, and you should be having it centered, and so that everyone can see your label. And
I did that in purpose because I was thinking like gonna be too much a sales pitch.
No, I think you should.
Okay. And the other thing also, I can't believe that you guys can understand me with that heavy accent.
No, but there's something endearing about, it's you.
Right.
So that's likable.
Yeah, and I would want to have that in there. What I'm wondering is if we need that in someplace else. So such as an example, in the next one on what, which we're going to get to shortly, on the what video, we might get into the thing to do now is to watch my 5-minute video on why this is so important for you to have, why it will help you be more energetic and healthier and stuff. And now you've got, when people click through to watch that, they're now expecting to sit there and watch something for 5 to 6 minutes. And there you can put in a lot more personality and the like.
Okay.
What do you think, Gail?
I wasn't clear on when you're saying, are you saying your what video refers to one of your why videos? And the why video? No.
No, what I was saying was in your what video, you have a call to action.
Mm-hmm.
What you want them to do. And the what could be calling them to watch a 5-minute video that explains what the tonic is and why it's so good for you.
Oh, right. I
and
agree.
in that, people are coming expecting to watch a 5, 6, 7-minute video. And so there's a lot more room for putting personality into that.
And that would be considered a what video then? If she told all about her supplement, that would be a what, right?
Well, that's correct, except in this case, what I was saying was the what video would be giving just enough of a teaser to get people to want to know more.
Uh-huh, okay.
And then having the call to action at the end of that video to watch an additional video.
Oh, right, which is not labeled as why, how, or what. It's just an informational video that she creates on her supplement.
Correct.
Got it. Yeah, I agree.
But there's room there to have personality. There's room there to, because people are coming expecting to watch something for a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
When people come across something in Facebook, they're expecting to be in and out. And if you give them a reason to click out, they're clicking out.
Right. I was going to say earlier that was more of a YouTube thing because that's a longer one based on, your
Correct.
YouTube course. Yeah.
In fact, it might even be the same one you used for your YouTube.
Right.
You might repurpose it also to be the call to action on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Here we go.
I've been asked how I became an electrician. It's kind of a funny story. I was in electronics when I was in the military. And after I got out of the military, I didn't really want to do electronics. It wasn't my thing, sitting at a test bench all day. So I did some odd jobs, did some things like, it was a carpenter's helper, did security work, that kind of thing. And as a carpenter's helper one day, they had me get up on a 3-story roof with a 612 pitch and wanted me to put tar paper down. And I'm not afraid of heights, but I'm not exactly thrilled with a 612 pitch. So that pretty much talked me out of being a carpenter. And that evening when I got home, I was a little nervous. My uncle called me and said, "Hey, how'd you like to be an electrician? Didn't you do some electronic stuff, while you were in the military?" And I said, "Sure." So I decided then and there I will take that job, and that's how I became an electrician. I'm Rob Medley, president of Echo Electric.
All right. Any reactions?
Well, I know already you're going to say Rob didn't have a real intriguing grab you hook in the beginning. And Rob, I was going to ask you, when you were in the military, did you have any position that was like extreme, like any type of work that you did in the military that's one question I have for you.
No, that was actually, I worked at a test bench, like I said. I did avionics, worked on radar systems and communication systems, and it was really boring.
So, but maybe you could say from military radar tech to electrician or something, from like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of intriguing, but you could it might not be to you, but radar, whatever, radar whiz to electrician, or like right in the beginning, something like that.
Could I throw something out that I'm thinking of, if you don't mind?
Sure.
What if you started with I love the part about being on a roof and it was too steep and that convinced you. So, man, I don't mind heights, but when I got up on this steep roof, when I was first getting into work and I was a contractor, I said, you know what, I'm going to be an electrician. And blah, 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 blah. Just, you got to start with the interesting part, which is the danger of you being on the roof. And that's what made your decision. Like I could tell you, I was going to be a mechanical engineer until I took calculus-based physics, because man, it kicked my butt. So I went to computer science. So yeah, my 2 cents.
No, I actually agree. I actually don't really like that video because, it was my first attempt. Both videos I shot, I did them in one take. So I was really just trying to, complete my homework. After the first one, I thought I did a little better on the second one. But the first one definitely had some flaws. Grayson, you pointed out, I needed to look more into the camera. There was a few things there that I made some mistakes on. Overall, I think if I would redo that story and mix it up a little bit, try to find a hook in there. I think the basic story works, but I think it just needs a lot of polish.
Yeah, and I might demonstrate with my arm what a 612 pitch is.
I
That's a
actually
good
considered
idea.
that as well.
I was going to say that because the average schmo is not going to know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, 612 pitch is basically 45 degrees, and most people don't understand that. So, you know, I was thinking the same thing when I'm actually going to try to redo that one at some point and try to polish it up, and hopefully I'll have that for next week.
Super.
Rob, maybe you could show, what about if he showed a picture of what a pitched roof or whatever you're referring to? And because I heard that also lots of times on Facebook, it's muted for people. So sometimes if you have words first or a picture too, so you can have a picture right when you're saying it of the Stephen saying, look at this or something. I don't know.
Hey, Grayson, are you feeling kindly towards Rob?
I'm feeling sorry for Rob. Oh, wait. He's
No,
on the call.
kindly.
Yeah, of course. I am feeling
Doesn't
kindly.
Nick have a picture of himself falling off a roof?
I don't know. I mean, he said he did, but I don't know there was.
You might ask him. Nick is a NARI member who has a roofing company, and he's doing videos on the roof all the time. And he has some scary pictures of the angles and stuff. And
Right.
and I think he has one where he literally fell off the roof, or at least slid down the roof. So maybe we'll ask. Maybe that would take a little splicing, but that might be hilarious to put in at the very beginning. Just a picture of somebody.
I agree. Yeah, sliding down the roof.
And then
What you ought to do is use the clip from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation of Clark Griswold going down the thing with all the Christmas lights.
You laugh.
Yeah.
And just show that for 3 seconds. That's all it would take, and then go. You might be laughing at that, but that scared me right out of carpentry into electrical work.
Right. That was almost me. But also,
Yeah.
Rob, you shouldn't worry, because this is why we're doing this, because none of us are great at these videos. So it's, it's hard to do, and it's hard to, all we can do is we'll get better as we practice. So.
Oh, that's exactly why I take this as just practice, and I'm glad I'm not putting this out there for the world yet. I actually think that it's going to improve. I feel like, I feel like I'm in a closed group, and this is really good practice for me. So I'm looking forward to continuing this.
Okay,
Yeah.
Grayson, did we forget to mention that we had forwarded all these to Angela in the first meeting where we all get back together? This is what we're going to be watching? And we forgot to mention that?
You're going to be on the big board.
The big reveal.
That's right. But anyway, all right. So now we're going to go back to we'll just go through it quickly. Again, we've all done a why, or we've all at least discussed a why and watched a couple of whys. We're now doing the hows, and the next thing's the what. So just as a quick reminder, the way this works is the first is you do the why video. When someone's watched a why video, we're then showing them to the why and the how videos. And then once they watch a how video, we're then showing them more how videos and the what video, which is the what we do. All right? I think we all understand that, but just wanted to give a quick reminder of that. All right. So that being said, so now the what. The what is, it's positioned that, somebody has already listened to why we do something. They've already listened to how we do it. And now it's what should they do? So I'll just give an example. And again, I try to have these not be prepared, because that's what the rest of us are doing. We're just kind of doing it off the cuff. So my what video might be, we've discussed, more business that you want, business with the clients that you actually want. That is the holy grail for everybody when they have a business. And the way we accomplish that, or the way you take the next step towards that, is by asking for your free video review. You just, put a message, give me a review, and we will shoot a 15-minute review of your digital marketing. You don't even have to talk to us. We'll just send you a video. You get to watch it, and then after watching it, You can choose to go and do it yourself. We had one person who literally went in because they knew how to do websites. They went and did everything themselves, which is fantastic. We had someone else who had their own web person, and so they worked with them. And then we had people that came back and wanted us to help them. All three are fine, but just ask for your video review, and you'll get all the information you need to put the things we've talked about into place for you get the business you want and the amount that you want. Art Radke, more prospects now. Okay, so I'm now asking you to do something. I'm now, and obviously we can tighten that up, but we're now to the point where we're actually asking you to do something. Okay, and it has to be simple. You know, the harder it is, that's why the next thing wasn't sign up with us and write us a check for $25,000 and, you know, and stuff, because the odds are people aren't ready to make that big a jump. Okay. But it was a simple thing. Simply ask us for a review. We'll shoot the review. You never have to talk to us. We'll simply do the recording and send it to you. It's a very simple step to do. Would you agree? Let's just pick on someone who hasn't talked. Let's see. So Mike Rooney, does that sound like a simple next step to you?
Art, I'm sorry, I got caught up kind of on something else. I didn't catch all of it.
Sorry, I'm bad for calling on you. I apologize.
No problem. I apologize.
No. What about Abby? Abby, what do you think? Abby, are you there? Boy, I'm sorry. What about Alex? Alex, you there?
Yeah, hi, Art.
Hi. What do you think about making that being very small and simple to do? Does that make sense, or what do you think?
Yeah, intuitively, I think less is more in this format that you're describing.
Okay, that makes sense. So Alex, are you feeling brave?
Okay, what's the challenge?
Would you like to try one of these for everybody?
The what?
The what video, where we'd ask them to do whatever the next step is. And there can be multiple next steps. You're just picking one of the next steps.
Right, right. And this is where you believe we should be asking our potential client for them to do something that would sort of move the process further along?
That is absolutely correct. But the thing can be a variety of things. It could be like with me asking for a free video review where they didn't need to even talk to me, because we know people get scared to have to talk to somebody.
Okay.
Okay. It might be, I have an ebook that I've written about the first steps to energy efficient homes, or kitchen design, or whatever. It might be, you know, we have a portfolio of design ideas, you know, download them and, you know, and get inspired. It can be, there are hundreds of different things we can do.
But are you asking the person to email? Is that what the call, like, I understand there could be different things, like, you know, we have an ebook and we have different things that we could direct them to ask, but are we directing them to email us, call us, go to our website?
It can be any of those.
All right.
Okay. It can be absolutely any of those. Now, in my case, because I, you know, wasn't prepared, I didn't include my email address, so I asked them to email. How stupid is that, huh? But yes, it can be any of those.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I've got an idea that I'll throw out there.
Okay.
All right. So here goes. So you would like to have your project done on time and on budget. And those are really loosely defined terms that you hear bantered about a lot. What do they really mean? Well, if you'd like to find out, send me a video of your home, any floor plans if you have them, pictures of both inside and out, and a wish list of what it is you want to accomplish with your renovation and remodel. And then we'll schedule a virtual meeting and we'll discuss it, and to help you to understand what the steps are that are involved to make your project a stunning success and delivered on time and on budget. Alex Dean, Alexander Group.
Super.
53 seconds. Good job, Alex.
Yay, Alex. All right. Any reactions to that?
Maybe it was lacking a little bit of a hook in the beginning, but otherwise I thought it was pretty solid for just coming right off and getting it out there.
Excellent. All right. Any others?
I don't know that he said his email or how they're going to send it. But anyway.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. Any others?
I thought it was great.
Okay, super.
Thanks.
All right, so because I'm the sourpuss for the group, let me just throw out some things that I heard that I think I might do differently. And understand, this is like becoming a great athlete. No matter how good you get at it, you're always trying to get better. All right, it's just the way it is. We never finish this project. But two things that hit me. One was the beginning, and somebody already said that there wasn't enough of a hook at the beginning. One was the beginning. I like the time and budget thing, but maybe we could have made that hook a stronger hook.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is you went to a pretty big ask. I'm now, based on just seeing 3 videos of you on Facebook, I'm now walking around videotaping my whole house, picking up floor plans, sending them to you, and scheduling a meeting with you. That might be a big jump. Don't know, it may not be, so it's worth a try, but it might be a big jump. So for the hook in the beginning, I might say something like time and money. Just straight out, time and money. The 2 biggest questions that people have about remodeling projects is how much time is it going to take and how much money is it going to take?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, good, great comments. Thanks, all.
Yeah, and it's basically saying the same thing you said, Alex. It's just condensing it, okay? And then I might go to, look, the only way for you to truly understand what time and money means in a project is to actually study an actual case study. So we've put together a case study of Bill and Sammy Smith's kitchen renovation. From start to finish. We include how the design process went about. We include what the design plans were. We include what the original thing looked like. We include what the demolition of it looked like. We include the timeline and where we fell behind and where we made up time. Download our case study for full understanding of what a project looks like and how we handle the time and money question.
Nice.
I don't know.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, what do people think? Would you be more interested in walking around and videotaping your home, putting in the plans of the home and scheduling a one-on-one meeting? Or
No,
would you
that's
rather see a
too
case
much,
study
too
first?
fast. I mean, that's almost, that's too much, too fast.
But I'd like to say that you probably could interject, just like, we can do a virtual walkthrough of your home, that kind of thing.
Yeah, what my question is, Robin, I'd be interested. I'm asking this, I'm not saying it, okay? So I really would be interested in your reaction. If someone is not interested enough to download the case study, do you think they're going to want to do a virtual tour of the home?
Well, the case study, it just seems like, a case study when you're talking about a remodeling project, it almost sounds like you're kind of sciencing it up a little bit. Whereas, if, we could do a design build through a virtual walkthrough. I mean, you're incorporating some of the fears that are going on today in the COVID deal without saying it, but you're also saying that we can help you design your new home through a virtual walkthrough.
Okay.
My 2 cents is I think that is a lot to ask from your just building your relationships. So you can ask that if they end up sending their email to you through your call to action. And at that point, you can say, this is the type of thing we offer, but it kind of scares someone away. It sounds too pushy and salesy. That's just my 2 cents.
Okay. Yeah, I think it does depend on the individual. Some people are ready to go, but I think they're few and far between. Again, it's kind of like, dating, going from having, meeting someone in the line at Starbucks to let's take a week in Europe together. It's a big jump.
I do have a question though. When you're talking about this what video and call to action, is it possible, because I'm not an expert on Facebook stuff, but to say click here to download the whatever, or
Yes.
do you have to say send me your email? Like, and which one's better to really do? Do you know?
Yeah, you can put, and again, Chattery and Grayson are better at this than I am, but I do believe you can put in a button to click to send a message. Is that correct? Help me out, guys. Don't leave me out
Yes.
here alone.
Correct.
All
Is it
right.
possible to do like a messenger thing? They could just message me at,
Like, which one's better to do? Do you know, Grayson?
I don't know about the message because you may not always be available on Messenger. I mean, having a button that quickly connects,
Mm-hmm.
that allows you to set a pixel so that you could remarket to them if it doesn't come through. It puts them in an audience bucket if they click on something.
Do you think a button's better than a send us an email?
I would, because it's easier to click a button than it is to open an email and type in an email and
Right.
hit send.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, thanks.
Because, Facebook or whatever has your stuff already. So if you click, more info, that begins that process easier.
Okay.
It's all about being easy.
That's right. It's
So-
baby steps and it's easy.
So Art, in doing these less than 60-second video pieces, those 2 big questions, time and money, which is really fundamentally what everybody really wants to know in terms of their project, how long will it take, how much will it cost? And they're looking for a magic bullet. They're looking for that magical answer that's perfect for them. But the sad truth is that doesn't exist without them really getting deeply into the details with somebody to frame out and design what their particular situation's design solution and level of quality and fit and finish is for them.
Yeah.
So, and we get so many unqualified prospects who think they can remodel their whole 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath Rambler that's 2,000 square feet for $40,000. We don't want to, and so, there's that.
Alex, you think it's going to take 40,000? I was thinking more like 20. What?
Well, actually, let me refer you to my friend Ted Daniels. He may have a better solution for you than I.
No, sir.
Very good.
By the way, Gail, say hi to Ted for me.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, I'm going to say though that, and this is a little bit off of the subject of the 1-minute videos, but I'm going to say that videos is the most underrated, in my opinion, the most underrated tool in the marketing, quiver that we've got. And I'm going to ask somebody a question that I have not asked him, which is always a bad thing. I would not make a good attorney because you never ask a question you don't know the answer to. But I see that Leo Lance is on the call. Leo, are you there?
It actually looks like he dropped off. I don't see him in the attendee list anymore.
Okay, that's fine. I was going to ask Leo because when we put a video on his website, the traffic did not increase. The video did not increase the traffic. But the number of leads he got and the number of actual jobs he got skyrocketed. Now, there were some other things we were doing. It's always hard to say it's one thing. But I certainly think that it changed people's reaction to him, to see him sitting, talking to his clients, talking about the process, and seeing that they still liked each other. You know, back to the time and money thing, Alex, I think their fear is they're going to get involved with the builder, and it's going to end up taking 3 times as long as they were told and 5 times as much money as they were told. And there's something very reassuring about seeing a contractor sitting with an actual client and having them like each other. What do you think, Alex? Do you think that would be powerful?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I know, Grayson, have you talked to Leo about that at all?
A little bit.
And does
We're getting
he,
there.
Okay, does he agree with that thought or not?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And these videos just become one of those moments where you're allowed to do it. All videos, you can do it. It's different impact. The important thing with videos is to remember the setting. I mean, some settings really should be done by a professional because the context is that it would be done by a professional. Like when you're doing a kitchen tour or something, people are expecting it to look good. But there's other times we've gotten so with social media, we've gotten so used to seeing stuff done on the cuff that like these 1-minute videos, they don't expect them to be professional at all. Okay, so it really is important. It's kind of like dressing for the day. You can wear a wide variety of things, but the context of where you're going is going to decide what you're wearing. The same thing with the quality of the video. There are some places where you do want them professionally shot, but there's other times where that really isn't necessary. All right.
Yep.
All right. Any questions that anybody has? We're getting close. We've got about 6 more minutes, 5.5 minutes. Any questions anybody has?
I still have questions about hooks.
Okay.
It's very, very difficult. And I know we have to perfect our why videos before we get to the how and the what. So I know it's important to learn about the other ones, but
the hooks on all of them. You need a hook on all of them.
Okay,
so,
well, even worse.
Yeah, I'm serious. So you're asking for your husband's business, is that correct?
Yes, I am. Mm-hmm.
And I know generally what he does, but what does he really want to do? If we had a magic wand and he could get one type of job, what job would it be?
Probably additions.
Additions. Okay. So I'm just thinking now of hooks that could go with additions. Okay.
Or maybe aging in place. I don't know. That's another area that he enjoys to do.
Okay. So, and this is just me ad-libbing, okay? So do not hold me accountable for them being any good.
Okay.
But, I might say, and this is going to change, and you're going to see why it's going to change a little bit based on if I'm male or female, okay? But if I was a contract, I might say, my wife and I were feeling a lot of stress. And we realized it was because our family was growing, but our house wasn't.
Okay.
I don't know. Has anyone ever I've experienced that stress, by the way. Has anyone else experienced that stress?
Yes.
Okay. So I think that might be a decent hook. I mean, maybe not that wording, but that concept might be a decent hook. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
I might also go, I want more room for entertaining, but I don't want a new house. I love where I live. I just wish I could have more room for entertaining.
Yeah, I guess my big struggle yesterday, trying to do right hooks, is within the 5-second rule. That's the problem.
How long was Grayson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Grayson, how long was that? Let me go. Grayson, you there?
Oh, Grayson actually left.
Yes, I'm sorry?
Grayson took a break.
Okay, so Chadwick, do you have something to time me with?
Yes.
Okay, so just time this real quick, okay? Okay, so Mark, get set, go. I love my house. I just don't have enough room to entertain. I don't want a new house. I want room to entertain.
8 seconds.
Okay. And I repeated myself at the end.
Right. And the problem is that's not a video, that's not a commentary coming from him though, right? Because he's the owner of the remodeling company. So
No, it's expressing something that people have a feeling of.
so you're starting that as your just hook, but then you say, that's what I hear from, a lot of my clients. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, that's exactly right. Okay. Another one, I assume he does kitchens too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The whole thing.
So another one is, my greatest memories growing up was cooking with my mother, and my kids and I never cook. And we realized it was because the kitchen wasn't set up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Grayson was sharing earlier, who was it, your grandmother that you used to make coleslaw for you?
Yeah, he said that. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that might be another one. Another one might be, for 30 years, I've lived in this neighborhood and have great friends, but I'm having a hard time getting around the house. Do I have to move?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another one, which I know my wife feels, I love my house, but now that the kid's gone, I feel like I'm rattling around in it. Right? It might be, my parents did this. It was interesting. My sisters and I now, unfortunately, have a house on Cape Cod. I say unfortunately because we have it because our parents have died. But I remember that they felt the house, and it's not a big house, but they just felt it was a little too big when none of the kids were around. And so they actually had a little room built into it. We call it the triangle room. And it's just a little room in between the garage and the main house with beautiful sliding windows with a seat where they can sit and just look out over the salt marsh. It was a small addition, but it made a huge difference to how they enjoyed the house.
You were frozen. What did you call that room? I'm just curious.
We call it the triangle room.
Oh.
And it's because the garage is sitting there and the house, and they just made a little breezeway, but they made it a little bigger than a breezeway so you could actually sit in it.
I'm back.
The shape of a triangle.
That's clever. Well, I appreciate those suggestions, Art. I mean, those are great for, like, I guess the how or maybe the what, but as far as the why, when you're supposed to be talking about yourself, right?
Well,
that within the 5 seconds.
Well, it's why you do something, and it might be, okay, again, I don't know your husband's experiences, okay, so I can't do that. But as an example, if I was a builder, my why could be, when I was growing up, my parents remodeled their house, and it changed the way the whole family interacted. And I thought, amazing. A simple remodel makes the whole family work better. I want to be able to do that for other families. That's how I got into remodeling.
Right. Well, I shared his video, so maybe at some point, because he tells his story in that video.
Did you put that in the smart contractor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it's 1 o'clock, so unfortunately.
Okay,
yeah. That was really the best part of that. Your video was seeing him as a young boy working with his tools, and that was definitely a hook. That's the part that got me. The rest of it was kind of, I've seen that in other videos, but seeing him being a young boy moving up through the trade,
yeah,
and then his first job was awesome.
So maybe I should move like the photo to the beginning, and that was an older video, but I wanted to, so it really missed the hook in 5 seconds for sure. That's not a good why video, but I appreciate that feedback, Rob, because like maybe like I suggested for you about the photo, maybe I need to move one of those photos up to the front, move it around, kind of switch up and create a new video.
Absolutely. I mean, you starting off with a young boy who becomes a tradesman. And, it was his passion when he was young. And I mean, it really pulled me in. I was really, it made the whole video much more interesting to me.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
All right. I hope this was helpful for everybody. Now, again, get those videos in next week. We've now done the 3 videos. So next week, we'll really keep working on trying to make the videos better and talk about all the different ways we can use these videos. Because so far we've been talking about it on the 3x3, but imagine, and I'll call on Rob if you don't mind, Rob, if Ted, Gail, your husband's Ted?
Yes.
Okay.
Ted.
Imagine, Rob, if Ted had that video redone the way Gail described it, for it was a really tight video, and that was on the homepage of his website. Do you think it would affect conversions?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So these videos, we're specifically designing them around Facebook, but the concept is any place that you need to catch someone's attention quickly and move them in their relationship with you, we can use those videos. Okay. Another place, and again, we're not trying to pick on you, Gail, or Ted, but another place is, imagine if he included that video in emails that he sent to prospective clients, just saying, hey, one of the questions I'm often asked is, how did I end up a remodeler? So I included a little video explaining how I got there. Do you think that would set them up for a better first meeting?
Yeah, I like that. And I
Okay.
think we did that at some point, you know, and you know how you morph into your different marketing campaigns. But yes,
Well,
I
my-
appreciate that reminder as well.
You know, my wife, who is not a very nice person, by the way, and you'll see why, she had a sign made up for me, put right over my desk. And the sign was, that worked so well.
I missed what you said there. It works so well. What?
We stopped doing it.
Oh,
It was just a little commentary of what she saw in my business.
Right. No,
Okay.
it happens to all of us. I know.
Exactly.
I know.
I mean, the funniest thing is when we're talking to clients, sometimes we'll say, well, what has worked best for you? And they'll tell us, and we'll say, well, is it still working for you? Oh, well, we stopped doing it. And we go, well, why? And they go, I don't know. It's almost always the answer is, I don't know. Like there was never a decision to stop doing it.
Right. Oftentimes it's not only not reinventing the wheel, but you created it yourself personally. So
That's
go
right.
do it again.
Exactly. Well, it's been great. I don't want to hold people over though. If someone does have questions, I will stay a couple of minutes. If someone has a question they want to ask, but everyone's free to go. We're done.
Bicycle.
Thank you. Thanks
Bye.
for your time, Art.
Thank you very much.